Hello, everyone. This is the Facerollin review for Antichamber. We just got our Facebook page, so you should like us at facebook.com/Facerollin, as well as youtube.com/Facerollin, and soundcloud.com/Facerollin.
Woo!
So, Antichamber
Mm-hmm.
is one of my all-time favorite puzzle games.
Really?
Yes, if not the favorite. Because I think it's probably the most unique one, because all that, other than maybe Portal, but the thing that Portal really has going for it is a narrative, which Antichamber doesn't really have.
But before we get into it, what is Antichamber?
Yes, Antichamber is a first-person, non-Euclidean puzzle game
Yeah.
where you can go in a complete circle and end up in a new location. You could go downstairs and end up upstairs. Anything is possible.
Okay, straight up, this game, it tripped me out and creeped me out. I had a lot of fun with this game, but man, I felt fucking stupid. I couldn't figure shit out. I still haven't finished this game.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Whenever H.P. Lovecraft is talking in his books about like non-Euclidean geometry and about like people going insane from trying to navigate Eldritch ruins, this is what he's talking about. The whole sense that you can go up a staircase, turn around, and now you have no idea where you are. Like, it's neat.
Yeah, that I would go insane. I could only play this for maybe tops 40 minutes at a time before I was just like,
Wow.
I could play WoW right now.
When I first played this game a couple of years ago, maybe 2.5 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I beat the game in 2 sittings.
Wow.
Yeah. Basically within the same 24 hours I beat the game.
Wow.
And I had so much fun with it. But then I replayed it recently and realized that after around the first half of the game, once you get your block gun, it becomes too much puzzles using the block gun and not enough like clever geometrical things.
Yep. That is accurate.
Yeah.
That was a similar thing I had. Like that beginning of that game I think is great. Like when that game starts, I was definitely hooked because like it's all about how you interact with your environment, and I really liked that. And then I felt like once you got the gun, it all became about figuring out where to place those blocks.
Yeah, and it didn't have that same like non-Euclidean thing going for it.
Yeah.
It was all very like straightforward when it came with the gun.
I remember being stuck in this game for days until I eventually figured out you could use the blocks to like keep the doors from closing. And once I figured that out, like the rest of the game kind of fell into place. But until then, I was just like, where do I use the blocks? Like I can't figure it out.
They
my
tutorialize it for you.
They do, and
There's little diagrams that tell you exactly where to put the block and how to do it.
like I don't know why, but like I did it to the first door, and I was just like, all right, well I'll never do that again.
You literally have to do it seconds later, as well as for the rest of the game.
But no, like I'm with Kelly in the sense that like there were times I felt really stupid in this game. But like it's one of those things in puzzle games where like a lot of times you just kind of have to like mess with the environment and the area a little bit, and then eventually something kind of clicks together.
Yeah.
I brute forced this entire game. I was just like, all right, let's go every single place I can possibly go. There was no like figuring things out. It was just like dumb figuring it out.
Wow. For me, it was all figuring things out, and I went through it really quickly because of it. Even the part where you have to open the door, where it has like the like 4 strings of blocks
Oh yeah.
that come out, and then you have to make it exactly so they all reach the door at the same time. I counted every one of those blocks to make sure
Wow.
that it is correct until I realized on my second playthrough where I was speeding through the game, you can just kind of haphazardly kind of just shoot it shoot all of them, and then they'll just come at the right time. Also, there's this one puzzle where you reach, like, you know those like bubble things, or like the more you walk, the more they like freak out and
Yeah.
activate things. There's this one room where there's like a wall, like 4 walls, and inside of them there's the bubble thing. Um, and the way you like enter it is by, moving around really fast throughout the room, and then wait for like a break in the wall, then you jump in, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
My computer's not fast enough for that puzzle.
Oh no.
That's fantastic.
I tried to do it, and my computer could not go fast enough for that thing to register me going quickly enough.
Granted, your computer's like pretty crappy.
Yeah. But still, the fact that a puzzle is unsolvable because of the power of your computer.
I mean, that's pretty funny.
Granted, it was one of those dead-end developer commentary puzzles. By the way, the game has many dead ends that just lead you to like developer commentary about the game.
Yeah.
About how certain parts of the game were made, or there was one room that was entirely just work in progress snapshots of the game.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, like it's like a huge room, and the entire wall is lined with screenshots from like when the game was like a prototype in like Half-Life to the complete game.
Cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
I never found that room. I found a few of the like developer commentary like dead ends, but I never found the concept art one.
Yeah. And then there was some other stuff. The ending was real dumb if you guys reach it.
No, I
yeah,
didn't.
I was really confused by that ending. 'Cause,
Okay,
like,
so what was the ending?
well, so the ending is you come to this staircase and you go up this like this long like hallway, and you come to this big open like flat space, and these
No,
parcels.
you forgot the most important thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
For an hour before that, you chased this weird black blob that casts like a weird black shadow.
Yeah.
And so you're chasing it, and every time you enter a room, you see it somewhere slightly in a different room, like behind glass or something, like, and it just kind of leaves. And then you catch it and you suck it up with your gun, and then you just kind of have it. And then like you solve a really long puzzle, and then you enter like this outdoor area, which was pretty cool because if you fall, you can keep falling forever, and then it'll be like one of those things where like, you're falling, but then you end up at the top again, and so you're continuously falling.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can just, fall onto a platform where you need to be. And then you get this giant globe thing into this like IMAX 3D theater, and then you shoot the black blob into a thing, it creates the logo of the game, then it rolls credits.
Yeah. So like
That's kind of anticlimactic.
It is like that was the thing is like the way that ending starts to form, like when you walk up there and all the pieces are coming into place. I was like, is Antichamber gonna have a boss fight? Like, am I about to fight a boss?
The ultimate puzzle.
It feels like it's building that anticipation because like you're in this big open area and like these pieces are all rearranging, and like at first I was like, man, this is what's going on here, and then suddenly it's just kind of over.
Yeah, it basically amounted to the ending of Fable 2.
Ouch. Oh man. There was a story I wanted to share because I remember this from back when the game came out. The developer, Alexander Bruce, he put an email he received on Reddit at one point, and it was this great email from somebody who emailed him and said, "I don't think I totally understand your indie game because like it starts and then you just kind of go up a staircase forever, and I don't really get what you're trying to say with this game." And so he was like, okay, you need to think about how to approach the staircase a little differently. Like it was somebody who was just constantly going up a staircase at the beginning of the game over and over and over again, and
Oh my god!
never figured out that you could like turn around and end up somewhere completely different.
Yeah,
Oh my
so
god!
for those who don't know, at the very beginning of the game, you go down a hallway, and then you see two staircases, one red, one blue. The red one goes up, blue one goes down. If you go down the blue one, you end up coming around to that same impasse between the blue and the red staircase. If you go up the red one, you end up in the same place. And you can keep going up and end up in the same place. And the only thing you can do is turn around and end up in a completely new place.
Yep, it's a pretty awesome like first puzzle because like it's genius for so many reasons because like the player only advances when they turn around and figure out that they can go somewhere different by manipulating the environment in that way.
Yeah.
Which is essential to figuring out the next, the whole game, pretty much.
And then there's the other thing that people consistently confuse, and that is the inspirational quotes.
Yeah.
They always think it's a hint for the next puzzle, when really it's just an inspirational quote that has to do with the puzzle you just solved.
I liked those little quotes. They kind of kept me going.
Yeah. And you collect them and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, those actually might have been one of the reasons that I like, even when I was getting frustrated, I could stick with the game.
Yeah. Did you collect the little pink blocks?
I really wanted to collect those.
Like, like the blocks that when you look at them, they move to the side?
Yeah.
Until they disappear? Yeah, there's, I think, 7 or so of them. And I'm pretty sure you have to collect all of them before the time limit when you start the game runs out.
Oh, that's what that
cool.
is.
Yeah, and then you get an achievement, and that's it, basically.
I didn't know that. So when this game came out, I was kind of hoping that other developers would like see this idea and run with it, because like
non-Euclidean space.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of Lovecraft games that have come out, but none of them have ever really used this idea of like non-Euclidean space in quite the right way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The geometry, or at all, yeah. And so I was hoping Antichamber would maybe like start that off, but then nothing really ever happened after that.
If I remember right, the way they made all those like non-Euclidean spaces is basically with portals from Portal.
That's pretty good. It's a smart way to do it.
Yeah.
I remember the one that impressed me the most is the area where there is a cube that has a different color on each side.
Yeah.
And if you walk into the cube and then back, you're now in like a completely different room. Like the technical aspect of that.
The panel thing.
Yeah, like it's a cube with like different colors on each side, and if you look through it, you're now in that space.
Yeah.
I have no idea how you'd even begin to approach that from like a technical level.
I think I
really
kind of do. When you get close enough, it just teleports you to your room. Like when it knows when you're definitely close enough for you not to see anything beyond the edges, it just teleports you. I think.
I really enjoyed how I started to draw a map of the non-Euclidean space in my head. Like, even though it's non-Euclidean, if you went the same way over and over again, you get to the same place. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be left, left, left. It would be left, back again, then through that one room, and then you look down, and then you get, like, float through the floor, and then you move through a space, and then it's really cool. This game it's not just a game, but like an experience.
Yeah. Well, in the same way, though, the mini-map, or just the map it provides you in the escape room or whatever you want to call it, is actually very useful. It's how I got through the game really quickly, because when I got stuck, I kind of just stared at the map until I understood it. And I figured out, just by staring at really, what every like symbol on it means. And it helped me out get through the game very quickly. Because anytime I went through a puzzle and it just didn't look solvable, I just, go back to the map, look at it, and just go to something else.
Yeah. Yeah, I did the same. If there was ever a puzzle that I was just stuck at for too long, I would just try something different.
Yep.
Yeah, and some of the techniques that you use to solve one puzzle, you can totally use to solve another one too, which was really cool. That
Yeah,
I really enjoyed that. It really helped me along in that process.
yeah, it's really a game that like teaches you by doing
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Yeah.
in like the best way, I think. Like it only had a tutorial with like once when you first got the gun, I think,
Hmm.
of like right click this, that's how that works, enjoy the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Um and yeah.
Do you guys remember the room that's just covered with like different things that are in like cages, like different
Yeah, that was
geometry
a great
objects?
Oh
one. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yeah, that was I really dug that room just like because it felt kind of like being in a museum. But I wondered if Caps, did you find all of the developer diary stuff?
Yes. I
Okay.
went to every room in the game.
One of the things I was curious about is, do you know if all that stuff that was like in that museum was intended to be somewhere else in the game at any point? Like, were those
Uh
art assets that were created to like be in different rooms and then ended up deciding to put them all in like a museum or something?
I don't know because I think it was just like to demonstrate, or not to demonstrate, but just to show that like all these cubes, each side of it makes it look like it's full of something.
Right.
So I don't necessarily think it was meant for like other stuff. I think it was just like, let's show you some weird abstract art
Right.
within these cubes that make no sense in a physical space.
Right. I mean, it was cool. It was cool. I wondered if it was intended for
Yeah.
another area.
There was also another developer diary room where uh, it showed you how the polygons work for when it does when you're like working with the cubes and the gun.
Right.
And that was it. It just showed you how the polygons work. It showed you the wireframe of the cubes.
That's kind of cool. I like
Yeah.
that.
Was there any conceptual background to the game as far as like intention or like how they wanted this game to be perceived or experienced?
I think it was just let us or let yeah. I think it was made by like one person.
It is,
Um,
yeah. Alexander Bruce is his name.
Because I
yeah.
feel like a lot of the choices that he made aesthetically with having everything be white, like the sort of ambient um, noise in the background was really intentional.
As for the colors, I think they're just there to be as minimalistic as humanly possible and convey just the puzzle, and that's it
Mm.
for the most part. So like you're not distracted by anything. And the sounds are just I don't know for the sake of
Yeah, I think
ambience.
the
Because
lack of color. Oh, go ahead.
because I think the guy really just wanted to make like a really cool mind-bendy puzzle game, and that's all he really set out to do. But that's what I think. I don't remember. I watched some interviews with him when it first came out, but I don't really remember.
Yeah,
So
I think
disappointing.
it was a smart move, I think, to like make it as minimalist as it was. I think that goes a long way to giving it its unique style.
Mm. Plus,
I also know the game was a recipient of the Indie Fund, I believe.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's the same fund that funded like Braid and World of Goo.
Oh,
I
nice.
think maybe Castle Crashers also. I
Is
don't
the
remember
indie
for sure.
fund still around?
I believe so. It's been a while since I've heard of like who's gotten anything from it, but yeah, I imagine it still is.
Oh, nice. Yeah, they're still around. They're now back in soft body.
Soft body.
It,
Okay.
it looks very.
But yeah, like I said, like when Antichamber came out, like I thought it was really cool, and I thought maybe other people would run with it. But that didn't happen.
yep,
Um, but yeah, I really dig Antichamber. But Caps, I there's something I want to touch upon because I'm
yes,
curious because Fracto SC, know, right? That was
yeah.
not
Fractal C was dumb.
okay. So what separates Antichamber from Fracto SC?
Fracto C was very like the puzzles were very repetitive. There was exactly four kinds of puzzles in it,
Okay.
and they were very like I don't I can't think of the top of my head of what to compare them to, but it was very much like linear kind of, not even linear. That's not the word. Like self-contained little pieces of stuff that are kind of arbitrary and don't make much sense.
Uh-huh.
You know. And there was just 4 different types. It was just make the lasers go to the laser, make the note hit the other note, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the cool platforming at the very end.
Yeah.
And then everything in Antichamber kind of flowed into itself, or like into the next thing.
Okay.
And instead of just solving a puzzle that could just be anywhere, like it's like a Nancy Drew game puzzle. If you've ever played Nancy Drew games,
I did, yeah.
yeah. So in Fractal it's all like Nancy Drew puzzles, right? Like it might as well all be like you're solving fucking Sudoku to get to the next area. That's what it is. But in Antichamber, it was all puzzles that in some way just prevent you from physically advancing. So you're just trying to figure out how to advance as opposed to just solving a math problem.
Okay. That makes sense to me.
Yep.
I can see the separation, and it's true because like
And also you get cool quotes when you finish them.
that's true. Like when I think about like Fractal OC versus Antichamber, like Antichamber, like every single puzzle does kind of lead into like the next puzzle, and if you get stuck at one, you can go try to advance through a different like direction on the map. Whereas Fractal OC, like once you solve a puzzle, there's usually a whole lot of just like walking in a big empty space before you get to the next thing. So like even though I enjoyed like Fractal OC, I do think that Antichamber definitely has the better world structure, the better map structure for its puzzles.
Like in terms of just being a game, I think Antichamber is better. In terms of like I don't know other things, maybe audio visual experience, Fractal OC may be better. But in terms of being a game, Antichamber is better.
Yeah, I really like that in Antichamber you were immersed into the puzzle. You were part of the puzzle. You weren't just the puzzle solver.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fractal OC. I mean Antichamber.
Nailed it. Brushed it.
Did it.
Oh my goodness.
High quality content here on Facerollin.
Right.
Okay,
Reviewing
okay.
3-year-old games and getting the name wrong.
That's you made Antichamber. I don't fucking know.
Alexander Bruce.
Alexander Bruce. That's the guy.
Thank
Good
you,
job.
sir.
Okay,
Alex
back.
A, Texas. Yes.
What?
Anyway, back of the box quote for
Antichamber.
Fracked Chamber.
Fracked Chamber.
This is hard.
Where do I fucking go?
Where do I even begin? No, really. It is.
Would we recommend this? I would recommend
I'd
this.
recommend it.
Oh,
I would
yeah,
recommend it in a heartbeat.
Caps,
Everyone I showed it to, who I know enjoys puzzle games of any sort, they got it almost immediately when it went on sale.
Yep, this one gets the Caps Likes It award, which is highly coveted.
Yeah, it's rare. Although many games I've played, like every game I buy for myself, I love. Every game I'm made to play,
Yeah.
different story.
Yeah. Is this like reading in high school? Like all the books that you read on your own, great. All the books you're forced to read suck.
Yeah.
Wait, people read outside of high school?
No. But I bought a
okay.
book like a year after high school for myself, and I enjoyed it.
I'm
And I
waiting
got
to
it
get
signed
called
by
a
the
nerd.
author. The author being Greg Sestero, star of the room.
Oh Lord.
But yes, Antichamber. 10 out of 10. Best puzzle game ever to ever exist.
No, there's only 3 of us. We have a maximum of 6 thumbs up.
Yeah, but my thumbs
Oh God, are we
are
still
so much
using that
more
confusing
rare.
system?
Yes. Let's use this rating system. Okay,
Oh,
I give it
okay.
2 thumbs.
Yeah, but my thumbs are so rare, they're worth more.
No, they're not.
No, your thumbs do not get to be weighted.
No, my
That's not
thumbs
how
are
this
weighted. My
works.
thumbs are very heavy.
My thumbs lift, bro.
I bought this large pizza as well as like 18 pounds of candy yesterday. My thumbs are very weighted.
Har har.
So 6 thumbs for Antichamber then?
18 thumbs for Antichamber, that's right.
18, okay.
18.
Out of a
I'm a thumb
possible
multiplier.
6. Antichamber gets a 300%.
Very thumb.
Very thumbs out of thumbs. Many
Wait, are we
thumbs
gonna
up,
count
several large
diagonal
nose up.
thumbs?
What?
Like, because what if we had a diagonal thumb or like a mid thumb? Would that
At that
be
point, it's
a
just
0.5
one
thumb?
thumb as opposed to 2, or no thumbs as opposed to 2.
Yeah, like a
Okay,
side
so what if you're like 1.5 thumbs? Like you're not like a half-mast thumb, you know?
Like a half chub thumb.
Yeah.
I think we can only do half-mast thumbs in times of national mourning.
What about thumbs of national or
So only.
times of national night?
All right, podcast over. We're done.
No
We're
more.
done. I'm sorry. I am turning this podcast around.
You don't have that power. You may have created the podcast, but I'm in charge now.
Oh no.
And I'm just along for the ride.
Yep. Anyway, that's been our podcast. Remember to like us on Facebook and whatever else.
SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, YouTube. We
Do
should
it.
make a Twitter at some point.
Tumblr.
I'm
We
really
don't have
bad.
one.
Oh my god.
Don't lie to the people.
Yeah, no, what do you mean you don't like the people?
What? Don't lie to the people.
No, he's telling me not to lie because I just deliberately lied.
Oh. Oh. Now I won't get as social justice warrior on you.
Okay, no, we gotta end it now before we get
Okay.
into that.
No